Darren, first of all, there's this news today about a setback with fans maybe not being able to attend the National League setup when it gets going again. What's your take on that?
I'm not sure it's my take. I know the ramifications of that, and we know that all too well in the last sort of 24, 48 hours, because we were, it's heavily impeded one of our deals for one of our players that we wanted to sign. So I know that would be, that type of fear for any organisation, any business where their revenue is being threatened, will have a huge say on how big and how much you can speculate in regards to, in our industry, signing players. So we've felt that straight away, and I completely agree with that decision, because you can't risk a business on such fragile hopes and fortunes or future prospects of people walking through the turnstiles. So when I heard the release yesterday from the government, I knew it would have serious consequences in the short term, and we're going to be the same as 70 other odd clubs or 100 other odd clubs in the country. So it's a very difficult time for the sports sector, and I'm sure theatres and other aspects of that industry are feeling pretty similar to us in football.
Yeah, have you been told then that there is a chance maybe that the season won't start on the 3rd of October?
No, I've not heard that. That's not been said to me or been put past me. But obviously, we have to have spectators. The whole point of October the 3rd start from the National League was that they were probably trying to give themselves the biggest margin of error of fan return to stadiums. And obviously now that seems to be compromised. But as we heard from government yesterday, they're still trying to push forward with these pilots, but probably at reduced capacities than what they first thought. And it's just shot across the barrel, isn't it, to everyone out there? Because there'll be a lot of our population that are football fans and football supporters or work in the footballing industry because it's such a popular game, it's a shot across the barrel for us to carry on taking things very slowly, for us to continue keeping our distance, in social settings, to do the right things with washing our hands. I feel like I'm a spokesman for Parliament now, but I'd love a go at running that, by the way. Parliament, wow, what a gig that'd be, controlling the country. That'd be exciting. But yeah, look, we're just gonna have to sort of wait and see and play it by ear. But like I said, it definitely had an effect in the short term for us and our recruitment.
Yeah. What do you make of the fixture list? They're out now, of course. Kings Lynn away to open the season. Your first game at Hewish Park, Wealdstone. What do you make of the fixture list?
I only know the first 4 games. I only ever look at the first 4 games. The rest of it is pie in the sky, especially again after what we just discussed. But I'm very balanced, boring on fixture releases. I like it. It's an exciting day. I think it's a day you always kind of mark your calendar with. The first 4 games we've got to play everyone. We've got to play everyone twice. It's a bit of a strange league in terms of fixtures because you can play one team both home and away after Christmas, which is normally you get to halfway, don't you, around New Year, and then you do the reverse fixture after that. In this league, you can, like we do Torquay in this, twice in the space of 3 or 4 days, and get that over and done with. So, it is what it is. It's a good fixture list. I think there's some really good clubs in the National League. I think there's some really great traditional clubs in the National League. The Stockports and the Wrexhams and places like that. I really like going to those traditional clubs. So no, so it'll be good. It's a good league. It's a very good league now.
Yeah. How important is the pre-season? That obviously you played during the week. You're going to play again tomorrow against Taunton. How important are these pre-season games taking on more importance this season, perhaps, given what we're going through?
No. They're becoming more dangerous, and I'm becoming more anxious when I watch them, because we've got 16 players registered and we've got 14 fit. So every time someone goes into a tackle, I kind of clench. My bum cheeks clench. And I hope for dear life and I hope for dear life no one gets hurt. We took one injury off the other night with Lawson Diath, struggling this morning when he returned to work, and Collins, but everyone else is okay. But that still means it's only 14. So great news is we've got an under-18 team that's going to be probably heavily used in the next couple of games as we try and push through to those 90-minute games that the players are building up to. They should get a lot of senior time. They did that the other night. The young lads, they were magnificent. The apprentices, when they come on, they did very, very well and did themselves very proud. So, to give opportunity, especially for a developer like myself, largely my career has been in development. So to be able to put under-18s on the pitch as a first team manager is a really, really nice thing to do.
Yeah, you mentioned the numbers there of the squad being so small. How optimistic are you, or confident are you of adding to that squad?
We'll only be able to add to it when fans return. We might be able to be really clever and shrewd, and there might be a deal here and there that we literally can't turn down. It would save us money to spend, if that makes sense. The value of the player, we did it last year with Jimmy Smith. We spent our budget, but Jimmy Smith came available at such a great value to us and to what he was going to bring to the team. We had to do it, and Scott was very good in backing me on that one. And now we've got to kind of work in the same way. So if anything came up where I thought we have to do this is going to save us, umpteen thousands of pounds over the course of a campaign, then we'd definitely do something. But right here, right now, if I'm being honest, until the economy reopens, until the industry and the turnstile start spinning, I think we'll struggle to add.
And the players that you have been able to bring in, are you happy with how they've settled in? I guess it's difficult for them, isn't it, to get familiar with a new club?
No, there's not many people to get familiar with, is there? So no. Staunton was obviously number one. He's such a fabulous character. So low maintenance. I can't believe how important now, in my ripe old age of 37, how important it is to have players that are low maintenance. It's so important to have players of low maintenance but high performance, and Josh has certainly shown that he's very low maintenance so far. It's great when you've got those players. Dickinson's the same, those types. Staunton okay. Adam Smith knew the dressing room anyway. Jack Clark has settled in very well again, another low maintenance player. And Ledbitter's only been here 5-6 days, so but he's an experienced senior player now. I hate me saying that he's a senior player, but he is. And they can, they're strong characters, and they can deal with that. So we haven't had a great deal, have we? We've had quite a few trialists, and the young lads helping out, but it's the foundations of the dressing room were built last year, and they're still very, very strong.
Yeah, and just finally from me, Darren, tomorrow we've already mentioned it's Taunton Town. What are you hoping to see? What are you hoping to get from that game tomorrow from your team?
Probably I'll have quite a few squeaky bum moments. But let's not go back to that. But it's we're just still pushing through. We got a couple of the players did 90 the other night for the first time. Jack Clark was magnificent Tuesday night, and he did 90. He got through that okay, which you would kind of expect from a young lad. But the likes of Worthington now, he needs to be pushed on. Dickinson, who looks very fit at the moment. Touch wood, he stays there. He needs to be pushed. Murphy, Doofus, they need to be pushed. So we're starting to push towards the back ends of 75, 80 minutes out there, and we're still very fortunate to have 4 games left, so we can take our time. There are some players like Charlie Lee that haven't had near enough time at the moment, so he needs to get out there tomorrow night and fulfil a good 45-minute spell out there. So just those types of things now. Just trying to work out game time minutes and trying to get everyone prepared, because if we start the season with 16, then the squad are going to have to be very, very prepared and very fit to see through that first month.
Yeah. Well, good luck with everything, Darren. Thanks for your time. Appreciate that.
Thanks, mate.
Fixture list, a fair bit of travelling in the first few games. Halifax away, Kings Lynn, long trips, aren't they?
Yeah, everywhere's long at Yeovil. We are in the end of nowhere. So every trip seems long, but it's okay. Look, I'd rather do those long ones on some sort of autumn evening, which I guess we'll be in by that time, than the depths of December and January. So whatever comes first. But funny enough, that's exactly what the chairman said to me when he saw the fixture list. He's caught a couple of long trips early on, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, Kings Lynn in particular is a long way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Talk to me about Dan Ledbetter. What does he bring to the team, do you think?
Well, he's Dan's again another serial winner. I've tried to always sign people that have had some sort of success in their season. Staunton was in the playoffs last year. Ledbetter was someone who went up with Bristol Rovers when they were in this division, and then went again the following year. And that year he went up, I was managing at Stevenage, and I thought he was a really, really good player. A really good player. So when I was made aware of his availability, it was again another Jimmy Smith moment of the value of that arrangement is so great that we can't say no to it. It's just impossible to say no to it. So we're really pleased with the way we got things done with Newport. They were excellent. The manager Flinney was absolutely smashing to deal with, and we're really glad to have him. He's got great pace, he's a good size, he's got good experience, and he's a good character, a very good character. So again, another low maintenance one, which when you've got Charlie Lee and Lee Collins in your dressing room every day, anyone who's low maintenance is a real positive.
Loans generally tend to sort of arrive towards the sort of last minute of the start of the season. Have you got any more loans lined up or anything?
Just maybe a couple of young ones that will come in and to support the workload of everyone. In particular, we're looking at the goalkeeper position. Fullbacks, we're going to need some support for our fullbacks. And looking at my background, I would always say that I'm always looking for forwards. Always, the more forwards, the better. So we're looking at those, but they'll be like young ones now. I would have thought, again, unless there's one that pops up that is such great value to us that it actually over the course of the season saves us money doing it now and getting great value now. So if anything like that pops up, I'm sure Scott, I hope he's listening, will back that and we can get it over the line. But we're looking at all things just to try and maximise our current position.
How the injury situation? You mentioned that Lawson was struggling a little bit when he came in. Is he likely to be long term again or not?
No idea to the long term thing, but it just seems to have got a bit of tightness in his groin. So we'll just be precautionary with him in the same way we were with Collins the other night. And the only other one is Collins, who's got quite heavy bruising on his ribs still. So we're just again being very careful with him.
Going back to the financial situation then, are you going to continue looking at trialists going forward for the next few friendlies?
Well, there's none planned for tomorrow night, unless we take a couple of young ones from Premier League Championship clubs that are looking for loans, and most of the time these days you can put them into a game and have a look at them first, just so they're comfortable and we're comfortable. We did that with Romeo. So unless we get that, there's no real point because you're selling a full stream, aren't you? You're selling a false kind of position that they're trialling for an employment contract, and it's actually not there. So no, I wouldn't have thought so tomorrow night. I would have thought it'd be our currently registered group and quite a large portion of our youth team.
Okay, and you kind of 3 games into pre-season. Has anyone impressed you so far? Or is it still much just getting back to fitness?
No. I think I think Jack Clark's been wonderful, absolutely wonderful. The boy, the lad from Villa, absolutely wonderful. I've so enjoyed watching him play. In the same way I used to enjoy watching Tilly play. I think he's been really, really stand out. And for the last 30 minutes on Tuesday night, I played him left side of a back 3, as a central defender. And when I told him, he looked at me in kind of strangely. And then 2 minutes later, he's jumping above a 6'2" centre forward and heading one back over midfielder. I thought it was really wonderful, and it was a testament. All these little things as a coach and a manager, and I've been doing this a long time now. They're all little tests, aren't they? You're always trying to push and pull people to see how they're going to react. And I've seen some things in the first 3 games that I haven't liked with some players, but I think Jack has been first class, absolutely first class. And in the same way, I think Worthington looks like he's going to be a very strong player for us this season. His body shape's changing, he's becoming stronger, he's becoming more mature in his body, and his aggression levels are higher than I've ever seen. So for this little, and excuse the pun, from taking over this little flicky, farty midfield player who passed it sideways and backwards more than he passed it forwards, he's now really, really driving into the box and winning the ball back high up the pitch, and he's becoming a really, really big part of our plans. And I'm really pleased with that. Because I love having that impact on young people where there's an evolution to be done and then they actually take it forward. We've all worked with players that have got great potential. Some call it great talent, but they never realise that potential because of a poor genetics in their physical performance, or a mentality that doesn't push and show that necessary desire or resilience. But Matty has got all those things in abundance, and I very much enjoy working with him. But Jack has made a very big impression.